Okay, so we're going to talk about gear today. I finally got my gear list up. Here it is. Boom! Now it's landscape. There we go. EpicScopeGear.com. This is my gear list. If you want to go through it, after I'm going to go basically step by step. I will go through this. All right, guys. Thanks again for the hearts already. Let me get this going right here. And then I've got all my gear laid out with exception of obviously the lights. We'll get to those as well. Let me just grab this, throw this in Facebook. And here we go, gear list. Well, we'll start. You're not. Yeah, thank you so much, Marco, for putting that in the thing there. So we're not going to be able to show you the first one. That's my iPad. I have an iPad 2, iPad Air 2. What time is it there? It is 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. What about you? What time is it for you? So first, iPad Air. It's awesome. Now I can see. Is it gray for everyone else? I don't know. It's looking pretty good. I got my other iPad working, and it looks great. Why are you not watching football? Football? I got a scope, man. 9:30. All right, not gray. Dan saying. So iPad 2 Air microphone. Right here. Let's get this sucker up. Look, this one is not expensive at all. This is the Rode SmartLav. This is what I'm using. I'm really loud, so I generally don't have... I feel bad when no one gives hearts. So heart it up. Yeah, thank you. I know, I get going and forget all about the heart thing. Got a mirror. Yeah, Rode SmartLav. And I generally actually put it down here because I am just very loud when I get going. So that's where I put that. Now, I have a desktop tripod. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. We'll see if we can do this here. Boom. Let's see. Okay. Can you see it? It is the ReadyCam MT-01. Again, this is all on EpicScopeGear.com. I've got a link to all of this. This thing is just beautiful, unfortunately. And it's so sturdy. And I'm going to show you what I used before, and my my iPad fell over. I had it for a whopping hour, and because of my other tripod, this sucker fell over, which was not good. Okay, here we go. Got a little glimpse of the light in the background. So then I actually also show an adapter. You're going to need an adapter for this tripod. And I have that on the page too. Obviously, showing it is much harder since it's attached. That thing can hold 100 pounds. Yeah, my iPad has not fallen over since. So I love that it's so sturdy. And I'll show you this really quick. This is what I used before. This little tripod here. And these tiny little legs, which was what was trying to hold up my iPad, and of course it fell right over. The moment I walked away from it, it fell over. That's why I got this crazy sturdy tripod that I just showed you, and I'll show you what this is attached to as well. Yeah, 1 hour into owning my brand new, only iPad I've ever bought, fell right over. Okay, so on the page, adapter, any questions, you can just throw them in as we're going. Now, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that, if you're really serious about this, I think I would get this basic list. And I'm going through the basic list right now. I'll tell you what, the iPad just is absolutely worth everything because I'm able to read the comments. And have you gotten a mixer for the music? We will get to that. I do have that. And that's the last thing I have to get working right. And I actually got it from Cliff Ravenscraft. He showed a little thing about how he hooked up his music to his computer so that he could pump music and the microphone right into the iPad. And that is next. That is what I'm going to be doing next. So I was going to show you lenses. I got all crazy. Everybody has lenses on their lists. And I'll tell you what, I'll show you what they look like. So I got these lenses here. They're called the Yopo Universal 3-in-1. Do you prefer landscape over portrait? Yeah, it's a little different. Remember when you were like, what do I need an iPad for? Ha! Yeah, finally have a reason for the iPad. Yeah, I think I prefer this. The only difference is it threw off where I am in the room. That's what I need. Music mic solution. Yes, I will show you that in just a second. Why can't we Periscope from a computer or webcam? Yeah, they've just got this all mobile right now. I don't know if they're going to upgrade that or not. You can actually watch this live from your desktop, but you can't give hearts and you can't comment. The chats are on portrait still. I'm not sure. Have you upgraded your app yet? Because that's going to be the thing that changes everything. Hold on one sec. I'm back. All right. So I got these lenses and I think they worked better. Are you recording with QuickTime? Yes, I am doing that now. I finally updated my, God, I keep looking where I used to look. It's only been 3 weeks and I've already got the habit to look up there. That video was great. Yeah, so I finally got my iPad updated. I hadn't updated it since, I'm sorry, not my iPad, my Mac Air. And everything I tried to do, Camtasia, everybody's talking about Camtasia. I tried to do, what's it called? Screen something or other, I'm sure somebody will put it on here, but that wouldn't work. And it said that my iOS was old. So after I upgraded everything, I didn't even need any of those products because QuickTime, which comes with it, already did it. It will sync up your iPad to it and record it. Yeah, ScreenFlow. I didn't even need ScreenFlow. I've noticed that the video and the voice hasn't matched up today. Anyone else have that? I didn't notice that. I've watched a lot today, but I am actually on Apple. So yeah, QuickTime with Yosemite is awesome. Yes, that makes it so you can get all the hearts and the comments and all that kind of stuff. And it just is with the Yosemite upgrade. So it took me forever to figure all that out. This has been crazy. 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know about Periscope. Now I've got a studio in the house here. Finally did that upgrade. So I was going to show you the lenses. Everybody talks about getting these lenses. And I actually, hey, you're back, Miss Keys. And I got the lenses because, of course, everybody's saying it. But I'll tell you what, unless you have an iPhone, here's what it looks like on the iPad. I don't know that it looks all that good. You can kind of see the edges of this. I don't know. I guess that's all right. It totally blew out things. What do you guys think? This is with one of the lenses. Of course, now you see all my junk all over the place instead of my setup. So this is, I put this on there because if you have an iPhone or whatever, yeah, it's too wide. I think that too. And then I'll show you one more lens, and then you can decide if you guys want these. John likes it. Fishbowl looks better without. Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, so here's another one. And I couldn't get this one to, look at that. So these don't really work for, whoa, even worse. Still got to fill up this, yeah, isn't that crazy? So I put them on there. Now, when I tried to use my iPhone, it was so much better. Rounded out on the edges, not so great. Yeah, for whatever reason, yeah, it's too wide. So there are two of the different lenses. Now I put the link there. When I did it on my iPhone, it looked so much better. It's definitely for that. So if you, or actually the Android as well. So if you have those, maybe these lenses are of value. But as far as if you go for the big package, the iPad, no thanks. Feels like I'm an eye doctor. I like the idea though. Yeah, I mean, like, especially if like you've got your iPhone and you're out and you want to see all the surroundings around you, this would be awesome. So I've got that. I'm going to be getting the new iPhone 6s, the big one. I'm going to be getting that, I guess, in about 2 weeks. And then I'll go out, like I'll do walks and stuff like that, and then I'll be able to finally use these lenses. Comments match up well now. Yeah, I like it now. So I guess you guys see me here, but then the hearts come up here and the comments come up here, right? I did some testing. Yeah, the S Plus, that's what I'm going to be doing next. And then that's what I'll be doing all my, get the 128. Yeah, especially with doing this kind of stuff now. I'm getting the Note 5. Nice. Yeah, perfect. 6S here. The Plus is huge. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I checked that out actually today. Which lens is good for the iPhone? Okay, it is called the Yopo Universal 3-in-1 lens for smartphones. And again, if you want to see my entire list, here it is right here. Take a screen cap of this really quick. EpicScopeGear.com, and that's going to forward to my entire list. Got it all laid out for you, and I even have it set as these are kind of the basics, and then I got some of the upgrades. Now, I just showed you, yeah, thank you, Jeremy, Epic Scope Gear right there. So I just showed you the next thing on my list is this whiteboard. I like being able to put it up here instead of, like people will put it in the comments for you, but I can hold it here longer and I can write other things down. The 6 Plus is bigger than the 6S Plus and the 6 Plus. I think the 6S Plus is bigger. High tech. Gotta love Periscope. Oh yeah. Until I can do graphics or something like that. That's all I got now is the whiteboard. And it seems to be working. So that's what I'm using. So I got that there. Okay, so there's the basics. There is, you can get started with that. And obviously you can just use your iPhone or your Android rather than getting an iPad. But I was having trouble being able to read the comments, and I had to have it so close. Again, I was just like this close to be able to see all the comments. And nobody wants that. You show up sideways on my phone. That is because you have to update the Periscope app. Go update that. Hearts to you. Yeah, thank you so much for the hearts. Yeah, you've got to update that, and then you'll be able to come back and see the landscape. And by the way, after you update your app, definitely turn off your device, turn it back on, and then come in, and it'll fix a lot of the problems that some people have. So I do have one more thing before I went crazy, and that is because I hate typing. How do you update? You got to go into iTunes, and in the app, you can click the apps, and then it has an update nav, and you click on that and you can update it there. I did. I'll restart it again. Sweet. Yeah, for some people, I don't know why, some people on Androids are still having problems. Yeah, this is going to look awesome on YouTube. This will be my first one I'm going to put up there, so I'm excited for that. So the other thing is this keyboard. This Bluetooth keyboard is an absolute must because I hate typing with my thumbs. I hate texting. I always use voice with texting, and then half my words are wrong, but I don't even care because I have to use a keyboard. I just can't stand one at a time. So definitely get this. Again, that's there. So now we can record in landscape mode. Yes. Does it roll up? No. This stays on my desk, so it doesn't matter about rolling up. Updated. Cool. Awesome. Welcome to the landscape. Right? Okay, so yeah, this one has worked out great for me. I don't really need this goes to my iPad. So whenever I'm doing this, actually can go to my iPad Mini as well. You can connect multiple devices. Yeah, so this works really well. Again, so and I type super fast with it, and so that's it's just water. I'm just a water guy. You can pretend it's something cool, whatever drink of your choice, with just a switch, yeah. Ooh, I have the Mac Air Pro. That's awesome. Vodka, sure. Okay, so that's the last of the basics, okay? So then, if you want to get a little bit crazy, then we go light package. And I'll show you, first we'll start with the simple package. This is what I was using at night in the past. And then the little tripod. And this works perfectly with this light. It doesn't fall over or anything. I know vodka for me sounds so funny for sure, since I don't drink anything. But water. I have that for wedding photography. Yeah, so yeah, this is really simple. This is what I was using before, and actually Jason Van Orden, my business partner, he's the one who told me to use this, and that looked decent, but it's really, I don't know, it blew me out just a little bit. Let me turn it way down. Like now with my other lights, there's no way I can do it. But that's the next thing. That's the next upgrade, especially if you're going to do any sort of night scoping. You're going to want that. Now I'm going to show you the little audio kit. And as soon as it works, then you'll see. It is too hot. Yeah, that light is. See, the ones that I'm going to show you in just a minute, they're, well, this one actually never got hot for me, and it's LED, and that's what I have on the big ones, so it doesn't get, they barely throw off any heat. So do you block out natural light? Now, during the day, I have two big windows, and I'll show them to you in just a second. And I use those, and I don't turn on the lights. The lights are just for the night. It's weird, they've got a little dark spot on me, the way they're at. Don't mix light. Yes. Well, and unfortunately, here's my monitor, one of my monitor lights. I don't know if it's better with it or without, but anyway, so, okay, I'm going to show you the audio, and I will show you the big monster lights. All right, here's the tiny, tiny little mixer. Okay, it's not even all that big, and of course, it's on my epicscopegear.com. I'm going to show you this. And there's just a couple of little things that you need. Like, you need this little thing. That's where the mic will go in. And then coming out, you know, this goes to the computer right here. And these aren't expensive, really. And then you need this little iRig 2 and this extension cord. Again, all of these are on the Scope Gear. And this then will plug into the top of the iPad, and then I'll be able to pump any sort of sound in from, you know, from the computer. So I could have music going in the very beginning without having it just being as ambiance in the room, which I hate the sound of that. Leaving to try an update, yeah, give it a shot. So there's that. And then, here's my lights. I don't know what they're going to look like here. Boom! So here's kind of what they look like. So I got one light here with my little sound boards for doing the podcast. And then here's the other one right here, next to my treadmill desk over here. Now these I didn't put on the list because, yeah, these ones I didn't put on the list because this is a pretty big upgrade. And basically this came from, oh, somebody wanted to see this, and I'll talk about heavy duty, a lot for a scope. Going to need to monetize these scopes somehow. Yeah, well, that's the plan for me for sure as well. Yeah, and that's it. Do you put the treadmill desk on the site too? No. No, I didn't put that. I should, because it's like $1,200 for that treadmill desk. And that's what I use when it's winter. Now I just walk. Like, I'll go on a walk after this. So yeah, that would be some, even the little 6% would be pretty good on $1,200. Yeah, all of this gear is pretty inexpensive, with exception of the lights. The lights were about $300 each, and then the stands, you know, they weren't very much at all. So there you go. There is the basic kit. Your studio is soundproof too. Yeah, I've got a couple of sound boards up on the wall, and then actually the books and the carpet help with all of that as well. Yeah, nice commission on $1,200. So there you go. That is the basic scope gear. To get started, what sound source do you use into the mixer? Well, it'll be my mic. It'll be the Rode Lav. Let me get the exact name for you just to show you both. Rode Smart Lav. Okay, so that goes into the mixer, and then the other part goes into my computer so that I can get, and then I'll just play that on my computer. I mean, that could be iTunes or whatever, and that's what I'll pump in. Now I know Chris Ducker. I remember seeing him, and he's just got the music going kind of in the background. But for some reason, to me, it just never sounded good. Whereas I did get this setup working for a little while. And then I had to move things and unplug it and something. I got to fix it again. So I got it going and it sounded really good. And it's cool because I could bring the music up and then pull that down and bring me up for when I actually start the scope and stuff. And again, I've talked about business-wise, being able to use these. Can you jam something? Yeah, I will once I get it working. I tried really hard to get it working. So you connect your computer for the sound source. Yes, computer and microphone, both. So it's just going right into my desktop. And it could certainly go into a laptop too, as well. Jumping ahead, what do you plan on showing on your Periscopes going forward? Well, the Scoper Secret stuff is going to be all about different ways I'm monetizing it, different ways to get people into your Facebook groups so that you can later monetize it. Certainly dance moves, plenty of dance moves. Probably not by me though. I'll have to bring some dancers in. But yeah, so I'm going to show a lot of that kind of stuff. Anytime anything new happens, like even this morning, I came in and tried to help people set all this up, this whole landscape mode when the new one came out. And by the way, one other thing you can do too is you can actually come up to your screen, and this might be slightly terrifying, but you can do that now. You can actually zoom in now, whereas as you couldn't before. I tried that yesterday even, and it didn't work. Yeah, you don't want to be that close. But now, obviously, if I had it, facing the other way, and I'm showing you guys something, and I want to zoom in, that's awesome. It's just another one of the things that just happened. Leslie just came in. How's it going? How's it going, man? God, we haven't been. We went. What's it called? Go-karting. Like 2 or 3 years ago at New Media Expo, John Lee Dumas and Pat Flynn and all of that, we all raced. When should we start using Periscope rather than just watching people? Well, I actually did another one. You could actually go to scopersecrets.com. I've got a video there talking about how to get some following, people following you before you do your first scope. And, one of the things is basically kind of what you're doing, commenting, being able to moderate other people's scopes, asking really good questions, sometimes even answering other people's questions if the moderator hasn't got to it, or I'm sorry, if the host hasn't got to it. That was one of the first set of things I did, as well as sending people from any social media you already have. That would be a really good thing, is to try and draw as many people to Periscope as possible to find you. What should I scope about? Well, dancing, clearly, and vodka. I think both of those would work out well for you. So do you guys want me to do a quick rundown again? And did you guys have you seen the page? Thank you guys for asking people to come in. I'm almost done now. You're very good at helping. Thanks for that. You're very welcome. I just started with 0 followers, and now I have 200. Yeah, I did my first scope after I had about 70. And I got a lot of people from that for sure. I was in the hundreds after I did my first scope, just from putting it out there and giving it a shot. What's the best time to get the most views? Scope about what you're interested in. Yeah, vodka scope. Well, from what I've seen, I did a little bit of research, and then I watched a couple of guys that are supposedly on the inside the know. And they're talking about being somewhere between about 4 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific till about 9 p.m. Somewhere in that area seems to be when the most people are on. Basically, in the U.S., when people are getting off work, that's when the most people are on. But I do the mornings as well, and I get just as many people. Yeah, you have to experiment with times. I've done it in the morning, 7 to 12. Eastern. There you go. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting people, guys. And if this is actually your first time, it looks like everybody is somebody I already know. But all you got to do is push the little Perry guy, and then you can follow me by clicking the plus. I talk about 2 things. I talk about creating an epic life, and then I talk about Periscope and using Periscope for business and business in general. Jeremy is awesome. Yes, you are. Right? You're talking about you, right? So, all right, any questions? Anything else you want to know about the gear? I've actually really enjoyed it, as painful as it is to figure new things out. The one on camera. That's right. Recap, please. Okay, so the main basic gear I would suggest doing is, especially if you're going to, I didn't even think of totaling it up, but most of the stuff is relatively, inexpensive, with exception of obviously the iPad, updating the iPad, and my big lights. Even this was really cheap, just getting a thing. Will you be on every night? Just about, yeah. Every night I'll be talking, mostly the nights I'll be talking about scoping and possibly even Blab and something else I found instead of Blab, because that's all the business stuff. And then in the morning it's all about creating an epic life. Been talking about photographic memories and trying to get a photographic memory right now and habits and stuff. But anyway, so this light and this little stand, all of this stuff was cheap. Probably for the absolute basics, we're somewhere around $200 without the iPad. But then if you add the iPad, obviously this one, I got the cheapest one because I wasn't going to be doing anything else with it. It just stays on the tripod. So that was like $500. And then as you start adding stuff, obviously the mixer and stuff, all of that together is probably another $100. So for just the absolute basics, I'm somewhere around probably $300. And then the big lights, I'm going to be doing some other video and stuff like that. So that's why I finally got that as well. And I got blown away by the fact that I maybe a week and a half ago, I took you guys with me and scoped about going to Andrew Locke's studio. He lives just a couple miles away from me, and he's got do you have a website with all this info? Yes, I do. Go to scopersecrets.com, join the Facebook group. I put all this stuff in the Facebook group. And if you want to see this gear list, it is epicscopegear.com, and that takes you to my gear list. All right, Scoper Secrets. Yeah, that goes to the Facebook group. Sign up for that. I show different things that I found, all the cool stuff that I've got. How to try and help you get people to your scopes, and then we want to use it for business at some point, right? We want to make some cash with it. But anyway, so iPad 1, you definitely want a mic. This is the Rode Smart Lav. Okay, we'll go through this real quick. Desktop tripod. I showed that. You can see it again on Epic Scope Gear. It's the only tripod I talk about for doing this scope stuff. Nice and sturdy, so if you use an iPad, it's not going to fall over like mine did with this smaller one that was just made. Really, it was just made for selfie sticks and this particular type of light. So don't make that mistake. And Epic Scope Gear, thank you. Then you'll need an adapter for the iPad on the list as well. Don't need lenses if you're going to do the, I did buy the lenses, I showed you guys that. I don't think you need them if you've got an iPad. This looks fine to me. And I got my whiteboard. Here's both of my things right here. There we go. Oh, now you can see the lights in it. But there's those right there. And the whiteboard I put on the list too, to be able to, I'll have to do it like this, to be able to write stuff down like that. I like to be able to do both, because then you can do a screen capture with it. And then, simply because I hate typing with my thumbs, I hate texting, you got this little Bluetooth keyboard. Works awesome. I just have it right next to my little tripod and setup, so when I'm on other people's scopes, I can very simply type it in. And when I type the titles and all that kind of stuff, totally cheap too. I think this was $15, and works great. Battery's still, it's been almost a month, and the battery's still just fine. And then I got crazy, but you can go check out the site epicscopegear.com to see the full list. So there's the recap, guys. Any questions? Anything else you want to talk about? And actually, on that gear list, I also point you to Cliff Ravenscraft is the one who showed me how to do the audio stuff. So he's got some videos and stuff about that as well. And really cool, if you have a MacBook or a Mac Air, I don't know how how you say it. But the Air now, the latest version of Yosemite, makes it so that you can record with all of the hearts. If there were hearts going, if you got hearts and comments, you can record now with it without having to buy the Camtasia or the other one, MacBook Air. There we go. Is it wrong that I don't want this to end? Hey, I'll do one more talk about it. I'm sure Jason is going to. I saw Jason, my business partner, just came in. What's up, Jason? I'm sure he's probably going to be scoping right after this about influence and impact. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this gear. Wanted to get this gear list out.